Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It is 6:05. It is about 35 degrees outside. There's a massive fog right now over the area. We'll give you a traffic and weather update in a second. Got a check-in already from, he says, Anthony, not Anthony, but Anthony in Cicero. Thanks for checking in, Anthony. And all the people in Cicero, he says, yeah, I can't see anything. That's what he said. That's not good.
How do you send the text?
Yeah, well, I guess he could just still find his phone. Sometimes,
Okay.
like in the movie The Departed, which Case is now seen, I can make this reference. Remember when they're texting on the flip phones in their pocket without looking at their phone?
I do.
They can actually pull that off. It's probably a little bit more harder on an iPhone, but then again, the keyboard's easier
No,
than a
I
flip
think
phone.
it's almost easier on a keyboard. 'Cause
You think
don't have
so?
To, like, count the, like everything's got a letter or a
Yeah.
spot.
But it was easier to go on your phone. There was only 12 buttons.
Fewer buttons.
And so you go I got to get the Z, so I got to hit 9 like 4
Yeah,
times.
but I think in the same way that the North Star used to shine on baby Jesus, the blue light shines on all of us. And even when it's foggy out, we can still see our phones.
Well, there's our first Jesus reference today.
Of many more to come.
We
by
have
the
more.
way.
We have more than any other show.
You can't you text without looking?
I used to be able to do what they did in The Departed by texting on my flip phone. I don't think I
the
can.
exact same thing. I'm sure you've been in that scenario before.
I don't think I can text my iPhone without looking at the keyboard. I don't
Really?
think so. Can you, Case?
Yeah.
And you can obviously, Kenzie, because you're telling us this.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can text you guys.
Yeah, look at
Without
us. Look at me. Stop looking down.
I'm looking straight at Brian, and I'm sending the text. The text is supposed to say text without looking. And I'm going to
Okay.
send it now.
Okay.
Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, nailed it.
Actually, I got the eggplant emoji. I don't know. I got a different one.
Separate text. Sorry, my bad.
All right, so in just about 5 minutes, we'll give you the first keyword for Metallica at Sphere Las Vegas, which has been one of the hardest tickets to get in the history of getting tickets, as the queue yesterday collapsed, or 2 days ago when people first went on sale for this. But what this led to, that's coming up in 5 minutes for Metallica. But I've been getting DMs from our great listener, Dakota, who you will see at St. Patty's Day broadcast a week from Friday. She shows up at all our events. She's one of our diehards. She is a P1, as we like to call. And Kenzie, she's been sending me DMs the last 24 hours, like she's
Okay, Brian.
no, like
sorry.
she's in distress. And
Sorry.
and I'm sorry I didn't run to her house on the north side, but let me just read you the last DM I got from her that said, Brian, the news y'all should be reporting is on the disaster of Pokemon Go Fest tickets.
Obviously.
Thank you.
Dumbass, I told you that.
I know. Kenzie said this a million times.
It's not like we're at war or anything. We should be talking about Pokemon Go Fest.
Well, listen to the rest of the DM. She goes, they only announced it was dropping today. And by the way, Pokemon Go Fest is in Grant Park in June. And it is apparently outrageous, the amount of people that show up. So they didn't give us any time. They announced the tickets were dropping. Then the queue went, and it was a disaster. It went based on previous years and assumed it would be 8 a.m. She did for the drop of the tickets. Everybody has been refreshing the page the past 3.5 hours. Apparently, they're also dropping tickets for Pokemon Fossil Museum at Field Museum, an exhibit there. And even NBC5 reported on this, how it was a disaster, how they dropped these tickets and no one knew it was coming, and then it caused a major problem in the queue, like Metallica at Sphere. This whole cluster F and many of your viewers are actually on the front line, she says. The viewers that look at the radio when the show's going on. Now, I have Dakota on the phone right now. Dakota, ahoy, good morning. How are you feeling today, and what's the status of I didn't like that breath already.
Hi, no. Okay, so how am I feeling? I'm feeling great. I got the tickets that I wanted to get. Part of my crew did not. Well, some of them are a little bit salty, but that's okay. Okay. So,
Wait a minute,
Not you.
wait a minute, that's
It's
not
not
okay.
you, Dakota, so who cares?
Wait, you've left them behind, and you don't care because you got yours.
well, yes, but hey, as somebody in the community put perfectly, he said, listen, you can't help other people with their air masks until you take care of yours first.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Deep.
So she got her tickets, and now she's being an advocate on the radio.
Yeah. It's the same exact scenario. That makes sense, yes.
I got tickets for myself. I got tickets for my sister. I did get a bunch of tickets with the other part of the group. Half of the group got it for Saturday morning at Grant Park. The other half got it for Saturday afternoon. And then there's a lot of other people who did it for Sunday also.
Now,
So your ticket's only good for a few hours?
Yeah, so because it's going to be such a big gathering, like massive, they decided this year, instead of doing it from 9 to 6 p.m., they split it up into halves. So you pick either a morning session or an afternoon session.
Well, how do they clear the park of the people that
SWAT team.
they come to start shooting?
Guns?
I am glad you asked, because what they're doing is essentially, it's called geofencing. So based on what time slot you did, once your time slot has ended, you basically will see nothing spawn in your area until you leave Grant Park.
So they basically they take over control of your phone and shut off your geo-tracking so you can't do anything,
Well, you can't catch any Pokemon.
which is the whole point.
You're supposed to catch them all.
No Pokemon, no raids, nothing like that.
So you might as well just leave the park and go home at that point.
I guess. I wonder why it would be fun if there's just like a million Pokemon sitting there. Because isn't the point supposed to be like, it's hard to go catch them? Not like a store?
What was that?
Like, isn't there, if you show up and it's a Pokemon Go Fest, doesn't mean there's just like a million Pokemon showing up on your app? Like, isn't that less fun than,
Well,
like,
and it's also chaotic. So it's like if you're looking for certain ones, if there's literally a dozen and a half spawning at once, you have to tap on each one to figure out, is this the one I wanted? Is this shiny? No? Okay, let me click something else and hope you didn't click the same thing again.
Well, to Kenzie's point, they're located at a certain spot and there's about 40,000 people trying to get to that Pokemon. Is it violent? Do people push
how
people
many people
over?
have died at these events?
None. Now, here's the thing.
I think they're covering it up, by the way. I think there's a lot of deaths, much like the scooter deaths in the city.
Yeah. Big Pokemon.
Yeah.
No deaths have occurred from playing this game currently, okay? So, but that's only part one. Part two is Fossil Museum, so my sister got tickets, but she was in the queue, which the queue seems to be the hot word lately, at 12:05, and she was number 7,500.
Oof.
And by 8 p.m., she was 4,800.
Oh, wow. That's not moving
People are
very
really
fast.
taking the time. Ticket buy.
So the Pokemon Fossil Museum exhibit is at the Field Museum, and that starts the tickets went on sale yesterday or whatever on Tuesday.
Big queue.
Big queue. And that's in May. That's the international debut of that, but the fest isn't until June, pretty much. So it's
If my son was interested in this and asked me for tickets, boy, would I have been in shock. And I'm sure I'll just pop online really fast and get these. I would have not been mentally prepared.
You're correct. And a lot of us are still traumatized from past events where something similar has happened, which is why we're all trying to be like, okay, we got this. And then 8.5 hours later. So the tickets finally dropped at 3 p.m., mind you.
Oh, they didn't even drop them till 3 p.m.?
Correct.
okay, Dakota.
The whole day.
Dakota, I want you to thank you for representing our Pokemons, the Pokemonites, the people out there.
The Pokemon Go
catchers.
players, the community.
The community.
catchers.
The community. And I'm glad you got your tickets, even though you say, screw everybody else, I got mine.
I did not do that.
That's what I heard.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this is, a really good thing that people love to do, but it's getting canceled because too many people want to do it. So think about something awesome, Kenzie, that you yourself most likely would love to do, but it's getting canceled because too many people want to do it. And it's for the first time ever something like this has happened. This is a 2026 thing that's happening right now.
I'm going to guess they're canceling free museum days. Every year how the museum hosts the free days you can go. We've heard a lot of chaos. Metallica, Pokemon Go, maybe just the museums are getting stormed. And I could see that today. I think I think a lot of people maybe want to go and make a video about it for social media. Because it's a very visual thing. Like, come with me to the Field Museum. Come with me. Okay.
Damn
So
influencers.
Yeah. So I think that's popular. I also think that you have the split in half. You have the influencers who want to go take a video of it, okay? And then I think or take a picture there, like, I don't know, on a dinosaur fossil or something, writing it. Like,
On a dinosaur
yeah,
fossil?
with their new lip injections. Like, okay.
I'm on
Then
Sue.
R.I.P. And then I think that the other half of people hates that side of culture and is trying to be more culture, like participate in museums and things, like enough of the phones. We're losing touch with reality. I think you have both sides who would want to show up to something like that. And maybe it's getting too aggressive. We're like, we're dropping the free day. It's a lot. It's messy.
We have the best museums in the world here. Field Museum, Adler Planetarium, Museum of Science and Industry, the Art Institute. And one of the times I got fired here in Chicago, I decided to do exactly what you're saying, Kenzie, in a way. This is pre-influencer world. And I just went to every free day of the museums to just something to do while I was collecting unemployment. And it was fantastic. You don't realize, I know when you're in school, you're in school, you might get forced to go to the museum. But when you're an adult going back, hey, we got some damn good museums. And there's stuff you can't see anywhere in the world but here in Chicago at our museums.
We love the science and industry one. Is it right? It always throws me off, and industry throws me off. It was like a science museum. I love that one. We like to go during the holidays because they do a Christmas tree for every country, which is super cool. But it's not even the free day, and it's absolutely insane how crowded it gets. And you know what? Just a little bit of advice for them. They need a bigger Stan's Donuts. I don't know why it's the biggest draw at the museum, apparently. Please, for the love of God, get a bigger one because it's like you're in line at Universal Studios for something. It's unbelievable how long it takes.
Well, who doesn't want a glazed donut when looking at the 727 aircraft they have in there and the submarine?
I mean, I'm trying to get Tristan to learn stuff the whole time. He's like, "What are we going to Stan's?" I'm like, "Okay, we could do that outside of this place."
Yeah, but there's a Stan's here, so we should go.
Stan's.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, no, I see that. I can see.
Yeah, but this is the museum stand.
They have a strawberry glaze that I really like, a Boston cream that I really like, the apple fritter. They're super underrated. They do good work.
They probably like a little special fossil shape or something.
Oh my God, fossil donut?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
God's work over there at the stands at that museum.
My point is, we had to pay to get in, and it was still that busy.
Yeah, they're very busy. And that's an interesting guess there because I love the free days at our museums.
I know.
Case, what do you think of this? So it's something that everybody loves to do. And for the first time ever, it's getting canceled because too many people are into it in 2026. So what do you think it is?
My first thought, and I don't know if this is right, my first thought was hot dog eating contest. That there might be too many people trying to sign up and that it's too chaotic. And I know that might be a stupid guess, but that was the first thing I thought of.
Well, I guess you're looking at it at the point where, rough economy, people are using that as just a meal.
Recession indicator. Too many people are trying to sign up for a hot dog eating contest.
If I eat 102 hot dogs and beat, what's his name?
Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. I'll be full for at least 2 days, I think, on that.
Yeah.
There was just a professional eater who retired. Did you see that?
I didn't.
And I don't know his name because it didn't register to me. But his statement was, "I'm finally full." That's what he felt there. Very funny. I don't know you, but I like that.
Was it, it could have been, was it Kobayashi?
You're not going to say a name that I'm going to know.
Oh. Well, because
we could do this game all day, Brian.
I did an event with him.
That could be a Pokemon. I got nothing.
I did an event with him, and he was unbelievable. Takaro Kobayashi. He pulls up his shirt. He's got abs. He's jacked. I mean, he's a very small guy, but he's...
Kobe.
Yeah.
That's what they mean. That's what I do when I eat a hot dog.
And it does say, I just put in retired professional eater. It says he announced he was retiring in 2024 due to severe health concerns, including...
I don't think it was that one. This guy said he's finally full, not I'm dying.
Well, his severe health concerns were loss of appetite.
Oh, my God.
And inability to feel full after 20 years of competition.
Sad.
Oh, my God.
He weighs like 100 pounds. The guy is tiny.
Which one is it? Is he not hungry? Is he unable to feel full?
Well, loss of appetite and then inability to feel
Not
full.
able to feel full.
So it's both ways.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
I don't know. Maybe we should
Like,
get him on the
you're hungry
phone.
Or you're starving.
I'll call Kobayashi.
Get Kobayashi on tomorrow's show.
Hey, are you hungry or are you full? Which one is it?
Yeah, very contradicting.
You can guess on the text line 312-591-8300. Something that everybody wants to do, and so many people want to do it, it's getting canceled. First time ever in 2026. And we'll talk about that in 3 minutes, let you know what it is in the fact that makes your brain go. Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Something very momentous happened in yesterday's show at the 7:50 hour where I didn't know something that literally every single person listening knew about. And we're going to go back and revisit that in just about 10 minutes. But first, a fact that makes your brain go. Something's getting canceled in 2026 here in Chicago, and it's because too many people want to do it because it's fun. It's really good. And it's the first time ever something like this has ever happened. Kenzie guessed canceling the free museum days, which would be tragic. Because a lot of the schools with not many good programs go to those museums on the free days because that's all they can do. They can't get the kids there on a day when you have to pay. And
New
just
hashtag F them. The museum's putting out.
if that's right. So far, that's Kenzie's guess. We're not saying that's the answer. Case guessed hot dog eating contest.
People are hungry.
There's too many people want in to shove hot dogs down your mouth.
I've considered it.
Have you?
I'd like to know how I do.
I would love to see you in one of those.
I'd love to see you in one of those. I'd love to see the three of us in one of those. I'd love to see the three of us compete against each other.
I guess we can just do it here.
We could.
We can start our own.
It's like we have a show or something where we can do whatever we want.
Kenzie, would you want to get in a hot dog eating contest?
My thing is that I know that I'm going to want, I've considered this because I actually think I can eat a lot of food. I've noticed that based on I finished my plate, nobody else did. I feel like that's been a trend in my life that I don't love. I wish I was like a delicate bird, and I'm not. I'm like licking the plate.
Good observation.
Using bread to sop up the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm an animal. And it's embarrassing, okay? So I've considered these things. I like stuff on my hot dog. I'm not going to shove it. Okay, I have to be really careful.
No, you don't. You're fine. You're good.
Shove it down my throat where you can't taste it, they dunk it in the water and do that stuff.
Yeah.
I also want to enjoy it a little bit, so I feel like I'm going to be out there and be like, does anyone have relish? I feel like I'm going to want to, have the right stuff on each one of my hot dogs.
All right, we'll figure out a way to do it where you can get all your condiments
mayo,
on there.
I like mayo on my hot dog.
This might be good for Cubs opening day at the broadcast.
Yeah, because we can do condiments ahead of time. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Prepare
Yeah,
that.
I need a little something. Would you do condiments if you guys were doing it?
I like mustard and onion.
So you would do condiments.
I think if I ate mustard and onion, it would be that'd fill up the portion of my stomach for another hot dog. If I want to win, I go bland.
Yeah, enough mustard equals one hot dog. That math makes sense.
And onion, I like a lot. I like a lot of
yeah.
onions.
Yeah, you're poor. I'm sure you can't handle more than one hot dog,
No,
right? I
no.
mean, you take down 4 casually. I don't know what
The fifth
how many
one.
hot dogs do you think you could eat?
I've eaten 7 at a Cubs game before. I think that's my record. I think 7 hot dogs.
Case.
I think Brian bought me 4 when we went a few years ago.
When I said I was buying, Case was.
At the time, I wasn't making. I mean, I'm still not making a lot of money, but I was making less money. I was like, Brian's buying. I'm taking advantage of this.
Yeah. He did, and good for him.
I'll take 7.
Just keep them coming.
Yeah, give it to go box.
Yeah. Like a sushi conveyor belt. Just keep them coming.
God, if he pulled out a styrofoam container, I'd have died.
God.
Okay, so the fact that makes your brain go, it's none of those. You guys had really good guesses. What is going away that is something very highly sought after? Everybody loves doing it. It's first time in 2026 because too many people want to do it. Is flights at O'Hare for spring break. Now, airlines are preparing for a record-breaking spring break travel surge as, quote, Americans prioritizing experiences. Don't care that they're broke. They're still going to go to spring break. From March 1st to April 30th, they're looking at 2.8 million passengers a day on flights, whether it's Phoenix or Florida, wherever you want to go for spring break. I know O'Hare's the busiest airport in the world, so that's going to be a lot of flights canceled.
In the world? Is it really in the world?
I'm sorry, it's America where it just became the biggest one in America. But
He's like, which is the only part of the world that matters.
Yeah, damn right. I don't care about nothing else. So 171 million people total will take the skies March 1st, April 30th. And that's like about a 4%, 5% increase from last year, which is a lot of people. But O'Hare has talked about canceling up to 20,000 flights just because of people wanting to go to spring break where other people just want to have to go somewhere to visit their mom or something.
No kidding, because it's my grandpa's 85th birthday and I have to go to Knoxville at the end of March.
You got a flight yet?
Yes, but it's horrible. It's awful. Flying to Knoxville is like, I don't know if they're only allowed to have one airplane at a time, but it's kind of the vibe I got. It's the most expensive flight I've ever had to buy. It's $1,000 each way.
Wait. Is it 2,000 total?
Yes.
For just one person?
Yes.
What? That's
Guess
the fact
who's lying
today.
about Marina? Yeah. I'm like, everyone's like, we should surprise Grandpa and get together for his birthday. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, good Lord, this is the most expensive surprise in the world.
Did you
Can't
think
I send
about
him an edible arrangement? This sucks.
Did you think about driving? Maybe you can't forgetting that because it's not that bad of a drive.
No, because I have to go just with me and Marino because of the sports schedule. So there's no way I'm going to do like a 14-hour drive for like Marino in the back.
All right.
By myself. I know.
Yeah. I
But
feel
it's probably one of the reasons it's so expensive is it's in the spring break window on
Yes.
top of all of it.
and this is why. So they're already starting to cancel flights because just too many people want to fly, and people are prioritizing.
Well, why are they
experience.
adding the flights? That doesn't make any sense.
I thought that also.
Because they're worried about then the delays are going to get, because there's always delays out of O'Hare, and it's going to stack up so bad with the amount of flights. They're just terrified that people will come to fly just on a regular day and they'll get canceled and bumped to the next day. It's that bad with too many flights, and there's always going to be cancellations or mechanical problems or whatever, weather issue. So they have to monitor the skies of how many planes are in it. They can't just put all of them up there.
But why did they
Unfortunately.
book those flights in the first place if that's too many?
Well, a lot of these flights are not even getting booked, so they're limiting flights that they could have potential of selling, and then that's why your flight cost $1,000 each way.
Oh, God. For Knoxville. I mean, I'm like, what? It costs less to go to London.
Way less.
It's just way less.
Yeah.
The sky's so big, you'd think they'd be able to put more planes up there. I don't want to
think
get into the whole thing, but the sky is so big.
Right, but they're all landing, especially for spring break, at very similar airports.
Yeah, Fort
And
Lauderdale. Yeah.
There's a lot of Florida, Texas, Cancun. There's a lot of congestion right in that little belt.
Plus, people are getting loaded on the planes and throwing their cans out the window. They can't have too many people doing that in the sky. Come on.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Well, very excited to give you the opportunity to see Spiritual Cramp at Lincoln Hall and come to the lounge. More on that in about 3 minutes. Also coming up, sports is kind of terrifying today. Really, really bad Bears news that's not related to a stadium. That's on the way. But I will follow it with some Bears good news. So it's bad, but then one good. Does that make sense? The bad news is worse than the good news, if that makes sense.
Oh, I was going to ask if the good news outweighed the bad news. You're already saying no.
It doesn't.
Okay, everybody stay tuned for some bad news.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll let
Fun.
Kenzie decide if the good news outweighs the bad news. That's coming up in sports in a minute. But first, we go back to yesterday's show. We had a conversation yesterday at about 7:50 about AMC theaters upcharging for the best seats in the house in a movie theater. But what happened was we discovered that I didn't know something that everybody else, literally every other person possible on earth knew, that I didn't know, that they already were letting you pick your seats in the theater. I didn't know this.
Not letting you, making you.
Making you pick it.
That I go to movie theaters 3 or 4 times a month. I go to a lot of different theaters around the city. Other than the Music Box, which their seats are 100 years old, and so they don't do assigned seating.
And other boutique theaters like they're like that Logan Theater.
But what I'm saying is, other than the Music Box, I don't know of a place where you don't pick the exact seat that you're sitting in. There's no showing up early to get the best spot. Kenzie knows this as well. Everybody knows this, that when whether it's the AMC or it's the Alamo Drafthouse or the Davis Theater in Andersonville that I love so much, if you're going to the movie theater and you're buying your ticket, you are picking the seat that you're sitting in ahead of time.
This is not breaking news. And
No.
I didn't, I understand. And this is what happened when I had this moment come through yesterday during the show. And I found this out. Well, the weird thing is I've been to the theater. I just didn't know this was going on. Everybody else knew and no one told me.
I don't
Not
know.
you guys, but
How
no.
would you not know? Even at the box office when you're buying tickets, you just select the chairs. What were you doing? Just highlighting stuff?
Wait, I just bought a ticket and went in.
Like he's just going down the row, lighting everything.
Well, movies are so expensive now. It's $700 to go see this movie.
Wait, so
Why
I could
all
have,
the chairs?
just showing up there, I could have picked it at the box office before I walked in the theater?
You select a chair.
And I know I've been listing off some smaller boutique theaters of, the Davis and the Music Box and the Alamo, but I go to the AMC River East 21 here all the time. It's where I saw Begonia, for example, and I still have to go through the same seating system. Now, AMC is saying they're going to charge more for the better seats, and I want to have that discussion of what the best seat in the house is.
So wait a minute. So all the seats you're choosing, they're charging. They were all an equal charge, basically.
Yes.
Now they want
It
to
was
charge
just
more.
the price of the ticket. There
Yeah.
was no preferred seating price.
Yeah. Okay. This is all.
Which
Listen.
was the news, Brian.
Sometimes the show.
this.
Sometimes the education comes my way on the show.
Sometimes.
224 checked in and said, my 73-year-old dad has known that you can reserve seats for half a decade. Me and your dad should hang out.
He can teach you a few things.
Yeah. Okay, so they're going to charge for the preferred seats now at AMC. Okay, it was a flat fee. You could pick your seats. I just want to get everything on board here.
You were paying for your ticket, and you just happened to be
I
assigned.
was mad about that.
About what?
About just being able to pick a seat. I didn't know you could do it for like 5 or 6 years now. Now I got to be mad about the preferred seat being higher price. I can't even get my emotion. I'm not ready for that argument. I'm not ready to get that mad. Hold on. Okay, let me get mad here.
Hold on.
So,
Okay.
What's the last movie that you saw in a theater?
the last movie was Top Gun Maverick.
Okay, so that was 4 years ago.
No, it wasn't. That was 2 years ago.
Top Gun Maverick?
Top Gun Maverick.
Did you see it again after it was released?
Ryan, that was like 4 years ago.
Oh my God, that was 2022?
What are you doing?
Is that the last movie I saw in the theater? When was the Jackass? When was Jackass?
Okay, well, Jackass was 3 years ago.
Okay,
and
so-
that doesn't count because you didn't have to buy a ticket. You were paid to be there.
And there was a blizzard and everything was open. All
Yeah.
the seats were open.
So the last time you bought a ticket to a theater was May of 2022.
I better text Megan. That can't be right. I got to see something since Maverick. I'll check and we'll come back. We'll check on that.
Okay.
And I did check. That was yesterday on the show. Yesterday, and I did check. Text my wife. What's the last movie we saw in the theater together? And she goes, Maverick. No. And I said, yeah. Now here's the thing. I have seen movies, but I guess I've been privileged because they were screenings. I've gone to some Q101 screenings of movies where I just kind of walk in and sit. But I really discovered the problem here. Megan thought I was a moron because we've gone to movies before, and she always picks the seats and does it. And says we've always done that ever since I've known you. We've been together almost 9 years, and she's done that. What I realized was my whole life, I've taken care of myself. And I got married later in life, and I married a peach who takes care of all the details. And so I've become an indoor cat where she does everything. I don't know how to do anything anymore. Like she's bought these tickets, and I just go sit where she tells me to, and I sit down and enjoy whatever. And then I didn't realize this was going on.
What's funny? Brian's running into the theater thinking, oh, yeah, let me go snag these seats. She's like, okay, right here. He's like, yeah, we got them in time. They've been reserved for 3 days. He has no idea. I'm like a toddler.
We got these girls. See what I did? I'm your man, right? I'm your man.
They're right here, baby.
Because we had great seats for Maverick. They were the lean back ones. They were just so
She
good.
reserved them days ahead of time.
Yeah.
And where in the theater were you when you watched Maverick?
We were Kenzie's preferred seat yesterday when she said that, which is, I guess, the 200 level of a stadium right past the walkway, but you're in the front row so you can put your feet up.
Okay. Now, that might be one of those going forward where AMC might charge a premium fee on top of those so that if you not only see a movie like Maverick in the theater, you have to pay for your ticket, but also pay extra for those seats. You might never enter a movie theater again in your life.
Well, it depends on how much the upsell is going to be. Is it $3, $5, $10? There's a limit I have.
What's your limit?
You can do 19 for the year.
Yeah, you could be an AMC Stubs member.
Pay $19 for a year,
Yeah.
and then you get those
And
up.
then you always have it.
That's a
with a
reasonable.
membership.
That's a reasonable charge.
Well, if you go to the movie theater, it is.
Yeah. Well, I've been there 4 years ago for the paid.
So then, if you went once every 4 years, 19 times 4, that's how much you're paying for your one seat upgrade.
So I'd pay $80 for one seat then.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you did it like that.
So that's not worth it. If that's what it is.
It's your money. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it.
Well, I
like being a Stubbs member. I used to be for I had kids, and then you get to wait in the better line for the snacks, like the fast line. It's like a membership charge versus the normal price. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was worth it when I was a Stubbs member.
But like when you had a kid, you stopped going as much as you would like to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same over here. I'm training an athlete. I'm training an artist. I'm training this girl to be.
What are you talking about? You don't trade her. She's a daycare.
I train her all the time.
You're not training her to be the next Siskel and Ebert, let me tell you. She is not watching a lot of movies with you.
She hasn't been to a movie, so I don't know what's going to happen when we go to our first movie.
Well, I've seen her behave. It's probably not going to go well.
Going to run.
Yeah, she's going to be loud.
Running.
I'm not going to be in the theater when you guys are there.
And me screaming red light. People think the movie theater's on theater.
Just when Zootopia 3 comes out, don't join me. I'm going to want to enjoy that, and you'll ruin it.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.